Hey, this is Money Talks, man, where we discuss all things money, all opportunities money, whether it may be a side hustle, your main hustle, your 9 to 5, whatever it may be. If it's a chance for you to get a bag out there, we're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it right here on this channel. Money Talks, man, all day long. So I know what you're thinking. I want to get in the IT field. I don't know what to do. I don't have a degree for it. What are my options? What are some of the things that I can do? Hopefully this video right here answers some of your questions and you can see what you're able to accomplish and how far you could take this IT thing. Booming industry, growing field. We're going to always need IT moving forward. Let's see what we got. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All right, so we back for another episode of Money Talks, man. Today we got my boy Thomas in the building. Thomas, man, let them know a little bit about what you do.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Thomas from Los Angeles, California, and I'm a data analyst.
You're a data analyst. All right. Give the people a little bit about your background, man. You from Los Angeles. What were you doing before this? You got a degree. Like, how did you get into this?
So I'm from Los Angeles. I grew up in Compton. I went to school at Bellevue University. Graduated in 2015, and prior to me getting into IT as a data analyst, I was pretty much kind of all over the pretty much just trying to wing it, trying to figure out what I want to do for a living. And then finally, I just sat back and just realized that I needed to make a change, and I started figuring out like different type of jobs to get into, and I came across coding and programming. So then I started teaching myself how to code.
What drew you into coding and programming? Is that something that you kind of always had a thing for? Or is that something that just kind of like fell in your lap when you were doing your research?
No, it's something that kind of fell in my lap. I wanted to make a lot of money. So when I started coming across it, I started searching the salaries and how much money they were making. And I was just like, man, this is something I need to really get into. So I started doing more research, started learning what type of skills I needed to do, how long it took for me to develop these skills, and I just went after it because I wanted to make a lot of money.
What's your degree in? And did you need your degree for what it is that you're doing?
My degree is in communication, so I have no degree in the tech field at all. So I have no computer science or STEM degree. And you don't need a computer science or STEM degree. If you can show that you got the skills and you can prove that you can do the work, they'll hire you. And to be specific, I'm a data analyst, so I do more with like programming, and the type of programming skills I have are like Excel and like SQL and Tableau. So if you're not familiar with it, if you research the type of work that I do, you'll see those skills that's needed to get that job.
Thomas, how did you learn how to code, or how did you learn how to? The IT field is so broad. How were you able to pick something, zone in, and learn it? You didn't have a degree for this. How did you make this happen?
When I first came across it, the first programming language, code and programming language I came across was SQL. And I learned SQL. I was just studying SQL day in and day out.
So from where though? Like, what did you? How did you?
I was on YouTube, and I was doing some research, and I came across this guy I was listening to a lot of his YouTube channels, and he said how he was teaching people how to code and program and how they can get jobs. And I was just like, man, I can do this. So I got into his class. I learned.
Did he a paid course?
It was a paid course.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he do it anymore, but at that time it was a paid course. And the first coding language was SQL, and I was just doing SQL. And then from there, the type of job that he was teaching you to get, it was other BI tools that you needed to learn. But as I was learning SQL, I figured out if I learned this and learned that, I could become a data analyst. I don't know. I was just doing most research, and I figured out, I want to become a data analyst instead of a developer. And so from SQL is like the main language you need to learn, and it's other language you can learn to become like a SQL developer or or a software engineer. I decided that I want to become a data analyst, so I started learning more like Microsoft Excel and Tableau because I wanted to go that route instead of the other route, but the SQL was like the main starting point for me.
How broad is IT? let the people know out there, is it pretty broad, or do you have to stick to one specific thing? Is there multiple avenues you can go in the IT field?
It's very broad, but I feel like you want to know exactly what you want to do. Because like I said, IT is not just coding and programming. It's putting this computer together. It's putting an iPhone together. It's putting this TV together, knowing how to find the tools to put this together. Like, so it's very broad, and you really want to just know exactly what you want to do and do your research about, what you're fascinated about and what you're passionate about. And I just felt like data analytics is something that I'm passionate about, so.
Now, I remember you telling me when you were first getting started on this, and I just remember thinking, damn, how are you going to be able to do this? How are you don't have a degree in this.
Yeah.
You don't, necessarily know what you're doing. How are you going to do this?
Yeah.
And I look up one day and you were data analysis.
Yeah.
How long did it take from start to finish, from when you first started learning how to do this to when you got a job?
It took me about 6 months, but I honestly believe if I would have worked like extremely hard, I could have got it done in 3 months. I could have got a job in 3 months. So I really was coasting. I was doing other things,
Coasting, and it took you 6 months.
It took me 6 months, yes, and I got a good job at Netflix. But honestly, if I would have put all into it, I would have got something in 3 months.
So you gotta. Was that your first job?
Yeah, that was my first job. Yeah.
So your first job was at a big enterprise like Netflix.
Yes, Netflix. Yeah.
How often are people looking for what you do?
It's a lot, man. It's thousands of jobs that open every day, and sometimes when I look at a certain job, it'd be like over 200 applicants that submitted for that particular position. So it's competitive, but you can't let that discourage you. If you know how to do the work, if you can prove that you're skillful and you can do the work, you can get a job. So you don't let the competition discourage you, because most of the people aren't really that qualified. They're just submitting. So you got to just make sure that you have a really good resume. When you do get an interview, or when you do talk to a recruiter, you go over your skills, make sure you're a right match for the position. So when you do the interview, you're confident and you do well. And sometimes you may not get a job, but don't let that discourage you.
How many interviews did you go on until you got that job?
When I first ever interview with Netflix, my first interview, I actually did well. Me and the guy really connected really well. And after that, I interviewed with another guy for Netflix, and I interviewed with another girl that I was working with. But the first person you interview is the hiring manager. That's the guy that's the person you really want to wow in the interview. Once he passed you over, you pretty much got the job. You pretty much just got to connect with the other two people and be good. But the main person that interviewed you first is the hiring manager. So once he passed you over to the next person, you pretty much got the job. You're pretty much just working with people that you're about to be working with.
So let me get this straight. You do IT for 6 months.
Yeah.
You're learning IT from 6 months from somebody that you bought a course from on YouTube.
Yeah.
You put the time in, you put the effort in, 6 months, and your very first interview is Netflix.
Yeah.
The Netflix that everybody knows.
Yeah.
And you land your first job. You pretty much land your first job opportunity.
Yeah.
Let the people know something about the recruiters. Did you have to sign up for some type of recruitment, and how often are these emails flooding in with job opportunities?
I didn't have to sign up for anything. Pretty much you want to make sure your LinkedIn profile is professional. And it's a lot of other sites like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Monster. You pretty much want to have all these type of job sites open. So when you see all these data analyst positions or whatever tech positions, just apply. Because a lot of these listings are listed not from the company directly. It's really mostly listed from the recruiters. So after that, you're going to be getting a bunch of emails, a bunch of phone calls. And sometimes in LinkedIn, they will message you in the LinkedIn. So when Netflix, a lady messaged me saying, hey, would you be interested in the position? I went over the job description. I felt like I was a good fit. She felt like I was a good fit. We talked on the phone. And then she matched me and let you know. She said, hey, good luck. She told me hey, it's good news. You got an interview with Netflix. So make sure everything's just on point. If you don't hear back from someone, so be it, you know, like, but people are going to be reaching out to you. If you got the right skills listed on your resume, if you got a professional resume, people are going to be interested in you, and people are going to want to interview.
Is that something you would say as far as resumes? Get your resume professionally done if you can.
Yes, get your resume professionally done by the person that does resume. It's people out there that do people's resumes for a career. Like they go over people's resumes and they update your resume. So I definitely recommend get your resume done by a professional. Learn these skills. Be prepared. And listen, sometimes you don't have to be super proficient at each skill. If you just got the knowledge and the basics down, and you know how to present yourself, and you got good presentation skills, you can get the job. You know, they got things on Google and IBM where they teach you the class for $30 a month. You can take a Google class, and they're teaching you how to be a data analyst. And then once you pass that certificate and you add that to your LinkedIn, you're gonna have recruiters reaching out to you. So it's definitely doable, but it's the time, you know, it's definitely how much time you want to put in, how much you really want to do it. I didn't do the Google certificate yet. I thought about doing it a little bit more just to tighten up on my skills, but I got other resources now that I can learn from. And there's so many free resources out there. You don't even have to take the Google certificate class. You can go on Udemy, you go on YouTube. It's so many free stuff out there where if you can sit back and you can learn it. And if you learn it, you can get the job.
Wow. So guys, that's a nugget. He just let y'all know right there. That's a golden nugget. He just let everybody out there watching that. You don't have to necessarily be the most proficient person in the skill. You just necessarily have to put on a good presentation, know a little bit of what you're talking about, and put on a good show in some of these interviews. Not saying that you shouldn't know this stuff, but he's saying that, you know, you might not all the way be there and know it 100% and still get the job. That's big. That's big. Let the people know a little bit about how these interviewing processes go. You went through the actual process, but let them know what the people can expect and what the interviewers are actually looking for when they go into these interviews.
Most of the interviewers are mostly looking for people that they enjoy working with. You know, they want to find someone too that can work independently. Some of these jobs are mostly remote, so especially now doing all the COVID-19. So you're mostly going to be away from the office. So they want someone that can work independently, but at the same time, they got great communication skills. They always say someone with great communication skills and someone that can work independently. Also, people want to work with people that they like. So if they can connect with you on a personal level, they will sometimes hire you over someone that got the most skills because they're hard to work with.
Got it.
So if you're decent and have decent skills, good skills, not proficient, not super advanced, but you got good skills and you know how to do the work and you're passionate about it and they can feel that from you and you connect with them, they're going to hire that person over someone else that's super good but think they know it all. You know, no one wants to work with those types of people anymore. They want to work with people that's passionate, that's willing to learn and willing to grow in a company. And, you know, so I think that's the main thing, is mainly culture fit, people that can culturally fit and work together, but at the same time be able to work independently.
Got you. So, man, this story is amazing. 6 months. Netflix, working from home, data analysis at this point. Now, we got to get into the juicy stuff. This is what the people want. This is money talks, baby. It's money talks. So, as a data analysis, and this is just one lane of IT, as a data analysis, what can you be looking to make? Where are you tapping out at? What's the hourly rates? What's the ceiling for a data analysis? Somebody just getting started off in the IT field, what can they expect to make? What are they looking at?
Entry level for data analysis, most positions can be anywhere from $35 an hour, $40 an hour at entry level. So that's looking around 60 to maybe like $80,000 a year as an entry level position.
Yeah, at an entry level. Damn.
A mid level position, you're looking maybe around from 80 to maybe $100,000 a year. And as a senior level position, you're looking from 100 to 120. And then if you had a lead position, you're probably making close to 120 to maybe like 150, 160 a year. But that's, so they have those, and it's also too, is as a data scientist. I'm a data analyst, but my goal is to be a data scientist. And a data scientist they're making a lot of money too.
What does that take to get to, and how much are data scientists making?
Data scientist is if you're just more, it's really just if you just got the experience and you're just more proficient at the skills that you have. It's really the experience that gets you to become a data scientist.
Got it. So, you're making anywhere from was it 35 to what 45 bucks?
I make around $38 an hour.
Yeah. As a starting off job.
As a starting off job. My first job was $30 an hour. It's a 6-month contract.
So they start you off at about 40. Anywhere from 40 to what was his number?
Anywhere from entry level, you making between anywhere from $30 an hour to $40 an hour. Entry level. Yeah.
Wow. So like you said, that can potentially be $80,000 year, and you learn this skill within 6 months. I say that's pretty damn decent. Your goal is to be a data scientist. Is that what it's called? What do they tap out at? What are they looking at yearly?
Man, it depends. Sometimes it depends on the company. If you're working at a big company and you're a really good, advanced, proficient data scientist, man, you could be making close to $200,000 or more a year. At Netflix, if you're working as a data scientist, some of them making like $250 a year, $300,000 a year. If you're working at a big company like IBM, Google, Netflix, Facebook, and any company, like, because you got to think about all these companies want their data organized because they want to be able to make business decisions. So they need people to analyze their data and present it to them. So based on when they look at the dashboards and they look at the trends, they know how to make whatever decision based off the questions. So you like answering a question for them, So they want to see how much profit it is in certain regions, in certain areas. You build a dashboard for them and show them how much profit, because maybe they want to make more profit in those areas. Maybe they want to see where they're not making as much profit. So when you build that dashboard, you show them where they're not making that much profit, so they know to target those areas to make more profit. So that you're pretty much presenting analytic dashboard to them, or analytic visualization to them, so they can make the best business decision for their company. So you're making these companies a lot more money.
Man. Man, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you for coming through. You dropped so many gems today, man. I'm pretty sure the people are going to appreciate this. From 6 months to $80K a year, no experience in the IT field, just had the drive, determination, and the willpower, and really, took his time with it. Said he could have got it done in 3. So that should be an inspiration out there for people. If y'all really trying to do this, it can be done. This dude is a prime example, straight out of Los Angeles, California. Hey, Thomas, man, if you got anything more, words of wisdom, maybe some encouragement for the people, let them know what's up, man, before you get out of here.
Yeah, man. I know it's tough right now, but if it's anything out there y'all trying to do, just stay focused. You're going to get through it. Don't worry about everything else, man. If you want to get to IT, we can help you get into that too. But if it's anything y'all trying to do, man, just stay focused, stay consistent, and you guys going to be all right.
Hey, it's Money Talks, man. You heard it from Thomas, man. Hey, we appreciate you.
All right, peace.
And there you have it, man. There you have it. What an inspirational story. You could be, you could be making $80K a year in 3 months. In his situation, it was 6 months, but like he said, he could have turned that to 3 months. This is crazy. Like, my mind is blown. If you want to put the time in, if you want to put the effort in, you want to work to get you that IT job and grow and keep growing and keep growing and keep adding things to your resume, the opportunities are out there, and they're out there for free, people. Now, I know some people are course oriented. You want to pay for courses. They're out there. I can recommend you guys to some, shout out to Thomas. But if you need that, I got you. Just reach out. Show me some love in the comment section. Let me know what you need. But, man, the opportunities are out there. This man went from nothing to something in a matter of 6 months. People, let that sink in. $80,000 job in 6 months. Entry level. First gig, Netflix. This thing is possible. These are real life situations right here. This is real. This is real. Constant emails coming in. They need help in these fields. All you have to do is develop the skills. They need help in these fields. You heard Thomas, man. He's getting job interviews like crazy. Get your skills crisp. If this is something you're into, I hope this helped. I hope this helped, and I hope this inspires you to really get after it. Maybe if you have no interest, maybe there's something that sparked a plug in your brain or where you're like, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I can get money just like Thomas. Hey man, 6 months from 0 to 80 bands in 6 months. Make sure you like the video, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Money talks, baby.